The Mission Report is a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting, brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security. Tech support, security, and protection is their mission. Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting presents The Mission Report, where we talk about whatever the hell we want.
He was all naked and raring to go.
Well, as long as it's legal.
Here we go. We did it. We didn't piss off the information gods. We made it for episode 2. Welcome to the Homefront Cybercast Mission Report, brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security, where tech support, security, and protection is their mission. If you need some tech support for home users, small businesses, nonprofits, they're the ones to contact at support at homefrontcyber.com. Well, winter is officially here in Perry County, Pennsylvania. Got some snow going on there in the background. That's kind of cool. We got our first winter storm of the year, which is always interesting in Pennsylvania, anywhere you go. And that dropped about 5 to 6 inches of the white crap down here at the Homefront offices. Then it did its usual Pennsylvania turn to sleet, freezing rain, and then all rain, making it a total hell to shovel. We never seem to get just all snow, like a decent snowstorm. It always has to be some kind of mix, so you never know when to do your snow clearing, but hey, we always survive that too, So here we are. Let's get into this one. We have got a 2-part mission report for episode 2. We'll be doing an adventure series segment and a cooking series segment on dehydrating apples for some good apple chips. And for our adventure series segment, which we hope to be doing a lot of this year, we're going to be going back to Christmas 2021 to highlight some of the cool lighting displays that we had here in central Pennsylvania, specifically Perry County, PA. We had a chance to check out this year. The past few years have been difficult to actually go out and do anything with all the COVID nonsense going on. But this year we actually had some Christmas lighting displays that we did get out there to check out, which was really cool. It's my favorite part of Christmas are the lighting displays. I just think they're totally awesome. And there's a lot of lighting displays around Perry County, Pennsylvania. Some people may know about them. Some people may not know about them. And they're really cool to visit. Some of them were on display. It was an extravaganza this year. It was almost like, wow. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm always excited about Christmas lighting displays. So it's always going to excite me. So what I'm going to do now for this year, I didn't have a video camera, so I didn't have a chance to do a video walkthrough, but I did take a ton of pictures. So I got some slideshows set up here that we can get into, and then we can discuss some of the things where they're at. And my thoughts on some of the lighting displays. So the first one I'd like to talk about here is the Marysville Christmas and Lights. The thing that struck me as most impressive about the Marysville Christmas and Lights is the fact that this is at a private residence, and the sheer amount of lights that was in this private residence backyard was just incredible in my mind. I mean, the man hours that it would take to set something like this up is just totally incredible. And another thing that is so awesome about this display is that the people at this private residence who put this display up are doing it for the community, and they take donations, and then those donations they pass on to the local community, local nonprofits, and local charities, which is totally impressive. So cyber salute goes out to the Marysville Christmas and Lights, which has so many great, awesome displays. That as Santa Claus is there, you can just see, like, just walking through this is just totally crazy. So this was awesome to me. There's Santa Claus You got all kinds of different things throughout there. So if you ever get a chance to check this out in Marysville, definitely do that. There it is, Christmas and Lights. And I believe that it's open. I'm checking their Facebook page out here right now, and it starts Thanksgiving night. It ends Sunday following New Year's Day. So there's some details. They have a Facebook page, and you definitely got to check this one out. The train was incredible. Again, we didn't have any video for the walkthrough, which is something that I will definitely be doing next year. But thankfully, we did take some photographs to preserve some of these awesome moments from this particular walkthrough. The next one that we had a chance to visit is at the Millerstown Community Park, which for some reason I have never visited this. So this is the first time I've ever been to the Millerstown Community Park's lighted trail. And again, you're going to be struck by the sheer awesomeness of how many lights that were on this display. In fact, when you get there, the first thing you're going to think of is that these lights just go on forever, because that's how many lights were actually at the Millerstown Community Park. And they had literally everything there. There's Snoopy. They had a beautiful Christmas tree set up on their stage there. And the man hours that it would take, the total volunteer hours that it would take to set something like this up, again, is incredible. To do this, something like this for the community is just totally amazing. And there were so many different things that were happening at this with all the different lighted displays that they had here. They had Santa Claus, they had Frosty the Snowman, they had the Grinch, which I think, wait a minute, who put this one in here? Hold up. I don't even want to hear which one you think it is, naughty or nice. Just get that one out of here. But check this out. I mean, it was just like going through a lighted tunnel. It was so surreal. There you have the penguin there. Now we're getting into the Grinch, the area where the Grinch is, which was one of my favorite sections of this particular display. And there he is. There's the Grinch. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, this is probably one of my all-time favorite lighting experiences. So definitely, if you have a chance to check out the Millerstown Community Park lighted trail next year, definitely do that. And then the next one we had a chance to check out was the Little Buffalo State Park, which Little Buffalo State Park always puts on some really fantastic events. It's just a great place to go fish, rent a boat. They have a swimming pool. And this particular photograph here, you can't really see it in this picture, but the next one you'll be able to notice if you really look. There's a proposal happening right there on the bridge, and yes, she said yes, and that was totally awesome. I mean, that's a great place to make a proposal, to get engaged. So it's, I mean, this experience was a little different. Yes, the lights were awesome. But Santa Claus was there, so the kids could have a chance to sit down on Santa Claus's lap, tell him what they want for Christmas, maybe get a picture taken with him. There were some grills set up. They were grilling some hot dogs. They had, in one of the buildings, they were serving some hot chocolate. So you know, they all had their own little ways of impressing with the lights and with the displays and with the different events. There's Smokey the Bear. But I mean, just an awesome experience in Perry County, Pennsylvania. So if you've never had a chance to go out and check out some of these lighting displays, if you're in Perry County, definitely get out there and check them out for the next Christmas season. And if you're just passing through Perry County, PA, and you want something to do during the Christmas season, for sure, just stop and check out some of these displays. It's all free to go through them. And of course, it definitely will not disappoint. Let's get me back up here. I'm still learning all these controls, and I'm still excited about seeing all the lights, because I see all those lights and I just remember going through them, and it was just awesome. But anyway, I can't pick a favorite as to which of the displays that I liked, because they were totally awesome for different reasons. I mean, it was just great. But so cyber salute to everybody who was involved in those displays and those events. You did a great job for Christmas 2021. And for me, you brought my Christmas cheer in. So, I really did like that. So it was really, really awesome. We had a great time. Me and my wife had a great time. So this particular episode, our cooking segment is about food preservation. We're going to do some dehydrating apples in the Homefront Cybercast cooking series in the Cybercast kitchen, which we still have not. We don't have a name for it yet. If you would like to name the Homefront Cybercast cooking series, just let us know in the comments section. But yeah, so let's get into the cooking segment, and then we'll talk about what's coming up next week on the Homefront Cybercast mission report. But for this one, our mission is dehydrated apple chips.
Oh, we're rolling. Welcome back to the Homefront Cybercast kitchen. Still looking for a name for this segment. Not quite sure what we're going to call it. So if anybody's got any ideas on maybe what we can call this segment of the show, where we focus on cooking, some different things. Today we're going to be doing some food preservation or snack making. We're dehydrating apples, and like, I gotta be honest, this is the first time I've done it with apples. I did it with some hot peppers like a couple of months ago, and they took forever. I mean, a really long time. It's like I was bobbing for apples there or something, but they took a long time, and I think maybe because it was the first time I ever did anything like that, I didn't make any slices in the peppers. Like, I actually tried to dehydrate them whole, so it took me days. But hopefully this does not take that long. This is, it looks like a pretty simple process to do some dehydration of apples. You can dehydrate them a couple of different ways. You can dehydrate them where they're soft, or like we're going to do, we're going to dehydrate them until they're crispy, like apple chips, because I think it'd be really, really delicious if you take these apple chips and, you get some caramel syrup or something, and oh yeah. That'd just be, oh man, I got goosebumps just thinking about that because it just sounds so good. But anyway, we're going to go through the dehydration process. We got a dehydrator behind here. And yeah, let's get busy. So I'm going to take the stems off. Now, one thing, these apples, actually, we've had these for some time. And there's a combination of different types of apples in here. But some of these apples have been here for a while. They're showing signs of maybe not being good soon, so we're going to use them. We're going to keep them. Instead of throwing them away, like throwing them in the woods for the animals or something, even though I do like to feed the deer and all the wildlife. But sometimes, you can, instead of throwing things away, you just find another use for them. And in this case, you can preserve or dehydrate them. So we're going to do that, and of course, if you ever find like apples that are on sale and they have just some blemishes, I mean, as long as they're not really, really starting to show signs of rot, because you don't want to use them, you don't want to buy them. It just little blemishes. You can use them, cut the blemishes off, and preserve them, just like you normally would any other time you're working with apples for a meal or something. But we're going to cut these into quarters. Let's cut them down in half. Oh boy. Just be careful you don't chop the fingers off. Holy cow. And then you're going to have some really, really red apples. And that would not be good. All right. Let's get these all cut up here. Every time my wife comes in and sees me doing something like this, it's like, oh my God, Mark's got the chef knife. Oh boy, look out. So anyway, then you just take them and, I'm looking at maybe like a 1/2-inch slice. Just cut them up, because when they dehydrate, they're going to get a whole heck of a lot thinner. Oh, we forgot to cut the center core out. You want to get rid of that. That's not going to work. So let's just pile these up here. Cut the center and the seeds out. You don't want them, so you can just probably go like this. Just cut them away. Get rid of the seeds. Cut them down. These are small apples. With the larger apples, I find you can actually get like, you can cut these quarters into 4 sections. But because these are kind of small apples, we only get 3 sections. And that's all right, because we got a lot of apples here. We're going to have a lot of slices. Just cut that core off. So that's it. We just repeat that process on all the apples, and then we'll get them into the dehydrator. Some people like to dip them in lemon juice, or put a little coating of lemon juice on there to keep them from browning in the dehydrator. But we don't need to be fancy pants about it. I mean, it's not going to matter. We're going to dry them out. We're going to make chips into them. Then we're probably going to dip them into some kind of syrup, caramel, whatever. Chocolate would be good too. Oh boy. And so why? Why do that if it doesn't matter? But we'll be back after we get all these chopped up, and then we'll get them into the dehydrator. Okay, so we got a bunch of these chopped up into 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch slices. And again, you don't have to be perfect. You're going to be putting them in there. Some of them are going to dry faster than the rest, so you'll be checking them throughout the process. But then we're just going to get our dehydrator racks out, and we are just going to arrange these on the racks and then get them into the dehydrator. That one, we missed a little bit of that, so we don't want the seed portion of the core in there. So get these all on the racks. I'm not quite sure if all of these are going to fit in there, so we'll just be checking it out as we go. And we'll be dehydrating here soon. All right, so the apples we chopped up there into slices. Looks like it covered 3 of our trays, and we have 4 more trays left. So we'll cut up some more apples here, fill that baby up. Want to get as many done as we can. All right, so it looks like I might be able to get all of these apples in my dehydrator. Some dehydrators are larger than the others. This one's about the size of a microwave oven, so I've got about 7 trays in there, I believe. Actually 8 trays. So, and we could probably use the bottom, but I think I'm going to be able to use all the trays with just the apples I had. So let's get them all arranged on the racks, and then we'll start the dehydrator up, get this going. Awesome. We got all the apples that we had with the exception of one. This one's a little too soft. It doesn't look the best, so we'll give that one to the deer. All right, we're ready to dehydrate now. And the dehydrator that I have, and most of them on the market for home use, they have their own pre-settings here. So for this one, we do have a fruit setting, which gives me a temperature of about 165, but I don't want to heat them up too much. Most of the instructions that I've read on some of the food groups and on some of the other food internet sites say about 130. So we'll lower the temperature here to about 130 degrees. And the time is 8 hours. They say between 6 and 8. So for that, we'll leave it on 8 hours, and we'll check it halfway in between, see how they're doing. And then we'll get back to you guys once the time period is over and show you what we're looking for the dehydration process. Again, this is the first time I've done this, so we'll see what happens here. All right, so after letting these dehydrate overnight for a total of 16 hours. Because one thing I've noticed is some of the instructions are not matching my dehydrator, so you may have to do a little bit of trial and error when you try to dehydrate vegetables and fruits. What I had to do is after 18 hours, they were still wet. They were not dry, still flimsy. And what you want is you want that snap if you want to turn your apples into apple chips. And that wasn't the case for me. So what I did was I just put in another 8 hours, and I actually used the fruit setting on my dehydrator, which was at a temperature of 165 degrees. And that appears to have done the trick. So the next time I try to do this, I'm going to do it at 165 degrees and see what happens with just 8 hours. And then adjust the timing from there if it doesn't work properly after the 8 hours is up. So let's pull a tray and let's see what we got after the 16 hours. We're looking for one of those crispy snaps. Oh yeah, that's it. We got some apple chips. Oh, these are going to be good. These are going to be so delicious in a caramel dip or a chocolate dip, some kind of fruit dip. This is just going to be awesome. For storage, since they're dry, we're just going to put them into a mason jar. We're just going to fill the mason jar up with our apple chips, and we can keep them for a good while, I believe. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I think for when you actually dry something like this, you can keep them pretty much indefinitely. Just give them a shake every now and then. But again, that's something that we've got to check out. So don't quote me on that. And there you go. After filling up your mason jar, you've got a healthy snack with some awesome apple chips. If you've got any tips and suggestions on dehydrating vegetables, fruits, or nuts, or whatever the case may be, let us all know in the comments section so that we can learn from each other. Let us know what your favorites are to dehydrate. From everyone at Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting, thanks for watching this episode of the Homefront Cybercast Kitchen.
And there you go. Well, they were good. I got to tell you, they definitely were good. Definitely good in that caramel dip there, right there. Oh yeah, healthy snacking right there, and good with the dip too. Hey, you can't beat that. We'll be doing more food preservation segments in the future as we get through the 2022 growing season, which is getting closer and closer. Spring's not that far away, even though we just had our first major winter storm. We are thinking spring, and we'll be doing some seed starting soon. So be on the lookout for some video of that too. We can grow our own gardens together this year, share our experiences, and learn from each other while we're doing it. Hey, that's what it's all about, learning as we go. Next week, we're going to be featuring Hopi venison stew on the cooking series, which should be awesome. It really sounds good, so I'm looking forward to that, looking forward to cooking it, and then eating it. And although this may be a little dangerous, okay? So don't tell anybody we're going to be doing this. But I'm kind of excited about this. I just found out that we can play Cards Against Humanity online. Yeah. And I think it would be awesome to have some Cards Against Humanity rounds on future mission reports. So I got to check this out. I'm going to have to learn how this is done. And it could be really, really interesting, especially with some of the people that I play Cards Against Humanity with. This could be kind of cool. But anyway, I got to figure this out, figure out how to make the card rooms and all that different things, how it works with the broadcasting software and things like that. But be on the lookout for that, because we are definitely looking into that. What else we got coming up? Yes. We're also going to have our first guests on the show coming up in the next few weeks, and the debut of our paranormal series, which is going to be really, really interesting. So definitely don't want to miss that. Who knows what else we're going to be doing as we move into this new adventure in the new year here through 2022. If you'd like to sponsor or contact us for any reason, just email us at cybercast@homefrontcyber.com. and let us know your thoughts on the show. If you want to sponsor us, we'll work something out. We could definitely get into that. Homefront Cybercast Radio coming up in the near future too. We're getting into the process where we're just finalizing some different things, making sure that our licenses are all up. We're all go with that. So there's just a lot of different things you got to work out when you get into music and stuff like that. But that's all coming up in the future. So again, if you'd like to get a hold of us, cybercast at homefrontcyber.com. I'll tell you what, I cannot wait for spring to get here so we can begin to get out to some of our local restaurants, wineries, taverns, breweries, and other places where we can go have some fun. Remember, just keep thinking, 2022 is going to rock. That's what it's all about, having fun. I hope you enjoyed this episode as we look forward to more. Remember, gotta always stay healthy, always keep rocking, and always remember, if it ain't fun, it ain't worth doing. This one is in the bag, baby. Homefront Cybercast Mission Report, Episode 2 is in the bag. We'll see you soon for the next one.
This is your captain speaking. We've been cleared for departure.
Mission complete.
The Mission Report is a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting, brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security. Tech support, security, and protection is their mission.